Have you ever wondered about the mysterious journey of an empire, from its humble beginnings to its glorious peak? Today, we delve into this captivating tale. Visualize an empire in its nascent stages, a civilization on the cusp of achieving the extraordinary. Let's use the Roman Empire as an example, a symbol of power and influence that once expanded across 3 continents. The making of this empire was no overnight event. It was a gradual and persistent process, molded by a combination of leadership, economic conditions, and military strength. Let's dive a little deeper. Leadership, the primary pillar of an empire. The Roman Empire was graced with a series of visionary leaders, each playing a crucial role in the empire's progression in their distinct way. From the legendary Romulus, the first of the 7 kings of Rome, to Julius Caesar and Augustus, the masterminds behind the Roman Empire, their leadership was an instrumental force driving Rome towards greatness. Next, the economic conditions. Rome, situated on the Italian peninsula, was endowed with fertile soils and a strategic location. It thrived as a trading center, attracting merchants from across the Mediterranean. This economic prosperity powered Rome's growth, supplying the essential resources to construct, uphold, and extend an empire. Lastly, the military. Rome's military strength was without comparison. Their legions, disciplined and well-prepared, were a formidable force. They claimed territories far and wide, bringing affluence and people under Rome's dominion. Military prowess was not solely about conquest. It was also about preserving peace within the empire's boundaries, assuring stability and order. So, you see, the emergence of an empire is not a sole incident, but a complicated interplay of leadership, economic conditions, and military strength, each component imperative in its own way, intertwining and directing the path of history. But the journey of an empire doesn't terminate at its birth. There's a pinnacle, a zenith where the empire revels in the splendor of its accomplishments, and then there's the unavoidable downfall. The ascent of an empire is a complicated procedure, heavily swayed by leadership, economic conditions, and military prowess. But what transpires when an empire reaches its zenith? Imagine standing at the zenith of power, where an empire influences the world's culture, economy, and politics. This is the peak of an empire. Now picture the Roman Empire at its apex. A colossal force that had spread its wings from the sun-kissed sands of Africa to the harsh winters of Britain, from the mysterious east to the untamed west. A dominion so vast, the sun never set on it, and the moon never rose without shining on a Roman. At the heart of this empire, pulsating with power, stood Rome, the eternal city. It was a melting pot of cultures where ideas from the farthest corners of the empire converged, influencing and being influenced. Theaters and arenas echoed with the sounds of drama and spectacle, while philosophers and poets pondered the mysteries of the universe. This was an empire that didn't just conquer lands, it conquered minds, shaping the world's culture in ways that still resonate today. The Roman Empire's economic might was equally impressive. Its trade network stretched from the silk routes of the east to the tin mines of Britain. The Roman denarius, a silver coin, became the standard currency across this vast expanse. Rome's economy influenced global trade patterns, creating wealth and prosperity that fueled its power and prestige. In the realm of politics, the Roman Empire's influence was unparalleled. Its system of government, with its checks and balances, was a beacon of political innovation. The concept of citizenship, the rule of law, and representative governance were Roman innovations that echo across the corridors of power even today. The empire's reach and influence were not just a testament to its military prowess, but also to its innovative spirit, its administrative efficiency, and its ability to assimilate diverse cultures. It was a beacon of civilization in a world that was slowly emerging from the shadows of history. An empire at its peak is a sight to behold, but what occurs when the cracks start to show? Every empire has a breaking point, a moment when the descent begins. But what triggers this downfall? The Roman Empire, for instance, didn't collapse overnight. Its decline was a gradual process, orchestrated by a symphony of factors that converged over time. Let's delve into some of these elements. Economic instability was a significant player in the downfall of the Roman Empire. The empire's vast size necessitated a complex economic system. As the empire expanded, so too did its economic challenges. Inflation became rampant, as did unemployment. The empire's wealth was largely concentrated in the hands of a select few, leading to widespread poverty and discontent among the masses. This economic disparity created a fertile ground for social unrest and rebellion. Military overextension was another crucial factor. The Roman Empire spread across 3 continents, from the sandy deserts of Africa to the cold, misty lands of Britannia. Maintaining such a vast expanse required a massive military machine. The cost of sustaining this machine was astronomical, further straining the empire's already fragile economy. Moreover, the reliance on foreign mercenaries, who had little loyalty to the empire, further undermined the stability of the Roman military. The borders became porous, and the empire became vulnerable to invasions. Political corruption also played a role in the empire's decline. The Roman political system was riddled with corruption and inefficiency. Emperors were often chosen not for their leadership qualities but for their ability to bribe the military. This resulted in a string of weak and ineffective leaders who were more interested in personal gain than in the welfare of the empire. The government became increasingly disconnected from the people, leading to widespread disillusionment and apathy. In essence, the downfall of the Roman Empire was a complex tapestry woven from threads of economic instability, military overextension, and political corruption. Each thread contributed to the weakening of the empire, setting it on a path of irreversible decline. The descent of an empire is often a slow process, marked by internal decay and external threats. But how does it all end? The fall of an empire is a dramatic and often tragic event. It marks the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. One of the most significant of these falls was that of the Roman Empire. This monumental civilization, which had stood as a beacon of cultural, military, and political might for centuries, began to crumble under its own weight. The downfall was not immediate, but a slow, painful process that unfolded over hundreds of years. The turning point arrived with the invasion of the barbarians. These were not a single group, but a variety of Germanic tribes, each with their own cultures and motivations. They were drawn to the wealth and prosperity of Rome, and the weakening empire could not withstand their relentless assaults. The Visigoths, Ostrogoths, Vandals, and others swept through the Roman territories, pillaging, burning, and seizing what they could. The once invincible Roman legions were stretched too thin and could not repel the invaders. The city of Rome itself was sacked multiple times, a clear indication of the empire's dwindling power. In the aftermath of the Roman Empire's fall, Europe was plunged into a period often referred to as the Dark Ages. The grandeur of Rome was replaced by a patchwork of successor states ruled by the very barbarian tribes that had contributed to its downfall. The Western Roman Empire was divided into several kingdoms, each with its own distinct culture, legal system, and political structure. The Eastern Roman Empire, however, managed to survive, evolving into the Byzantine Empire. But the fall of the Roman Empire was not just a loss, it was also a transformation. The successor states carried forward many aspects of Roman culture, law, and governance. Latin, the language of the Romans, evolved into the Romance languages we know today: Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian. The fall of an empire leaves a lasting legacy, influencing future generations. But what can we learn from these historical events? The answer lies not only in the ruins and relics of the past, but also in the stories and lessons these fallen empires have left behind. History is not just a sequence of past events, but a treasure trove of lessons. What can the rise and fall of empires teach us? As we delve into the annals of history, the rise and fall of empires offer a wealth of insights and warnings. One crucial lesson is the importance of good leadership. Empires like Rome, Byzantine, or the Ottoman Empire didn't just spontaneously emerge. They were built and nurtured by effective leaders, visionaries who could unite diverse groups of people towards a common goal. However, leadership is not confined to the top. A strong empire requires competent leaders at every level, from the emperor to the military generals to the local administrators. But leadership alone cannot sustain an empire. Economic stability is another vital element. The prosperity of an empire hinges on its economic health. Trade, agriculture, taxation, all these feed into an empire's coffers, enabling it to finance wars, build infrastructure, and maintain a high standard of living for its citizens. When the economy falters, so too does the empire. The collapse of the Roman Empire, for instance, was precipitated by rampant inflation and crippling taxation. Another key lesson is the importance of military balance. An empire's military might can be both a tool for expansion and a bulwark against external threats. However, maintaining a powerful military is a balancing act. Too much focus on military might can drain an empire's resources, leading to economic instability. On the other hand, a weak military leaves an empire vulnerable to invasions and rebellions. In concluding, it's worth noting that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. The rise and fall of empires is a cycle that has repeated throughout history. By studying these events, we can better understand our present and perhaps shape our future. The lessons from the past are not just stories to be told, but wisdom to be gleaned, guiding us as we navigate our own personal empires in a world that is constantly changing. The rise and fall of empires is a cycle that has repeated throughout history. By studying these events, we can better understand our present and perhaps shape our future.